After he finished speaking, he jumped out of the car window. With a flash, his figure disappeared in the group of zombies 300 meters away. Before the zombies could react, Zhang Yi's figure flashed towards Bian Junwoo and the others again. "Boss!" Fatty Shu was so scared that he shouted through the car window. Flower also pricked up his ears, his eyes widened like copper bells, and his expression was full of tension. Zhang Yi didn't give them a chance to persuade him and walked over. "It's okay! Even if Zhang Yi's ability can't solve the zombie swarm, he can still escape safely. We'll do as he said and wait for him to come back here," Uncle Yu said as he picked up a rocket launcher and fired a fierce shot at the zombie swarm behind. Instantly, dozens of zombies were blown away, and their limbs and arms were scattered all over the ground. No one knew what Zhang Yi was going to do because he left in a hurry and did not explain it to several people in detail. But they all believed in Zhang Yi. In a blink of an eye, they had been together for almost half a year. Living under the same roof, they all knew what kind of person Zhang Yi was. He was so steady that it was outrageous. If he was not extremely sure, he would never put himself in danger. So all they could do now was to trust Zhang Yi and try to attract more zombies on the periphery to reduce the pressure there. At this time, the assault boat had landed on the land, but the pressure faced by the investigation team did not decrease at all. On the land of more than 10 miles around, zombies surrounded them densely, and there were also zombies climbing up from the lake with their bodies wet. Bian Junwoo's destruction was indeed terrifying, but it could not be activated continuously, and it was very damaging to the body. It could only be used to clear the way at a critical moment. Not to mention the others, even if they had strong combat power, they were helpless to deal with the huge zombie tide. They stood in a circle with their backs to each other and moved forward with difficulty. But everyone knew that once their superpowers were exhausted, everyone would die here. And they died without a complete body. A thick haze enveloped everyone's heart. This feeling of despair was even stronger than the last battle with the snow worship sect. It seems that this time, I'm really going to die here. Xiao Honglian's heart was close to despair, and this always strong woman showed a tired look on her face. However, she didn't have any regrets. Since the end of the world, almost everyone in Tianhai City has died. Her relatives, friends, and comrades fell beside her one after another. Being able to live until now is already a few months longer. Zhang Yixian flew in the air, constantly bombarding the zombies with the force, and each force wave could take away dozens of zombies. But this powerful ability is also a drop in the bucket in the face of a huge tide of zombies, and it can't alleviate the current situation. There was also a group of bronze-armored flying zombies staring at him, constantly coming to attack, and they were all knocked away by his force. Gradually, Zhang Yixian also felt exhausted. He tried to persuade Bian Junwoo to leave with him. Even if the Jiangnan district wants to raise Tianhai City, if they have the captain of the investigation team in their hands, they will have more bargaining chips to communicate with the Jiangnan district in the future. "Captain Bian, come with me. We still have hope if we leave here." "Ahem, Zhang Yixian, please leave." Bian Junwoo smiled and rejected Zhang Yixian's proposal. He was a dying man, so of course he would not give up his teammates. And he also knew that no one in the investigation team was willing to give up his teammates and live alone. Live together, die together. Zhang Yixian's face showed a twisted expression. Damn thing, really ungrateful. "In that case, don't blame me." Zhang Yixian turned around and flew away. With a gloomy face, he thought, "They are already doomed. If the god of death of love comes at that time, these hard-cultivated zombies will still perish. Instead of that, it's better to go back and communicate with the bloodvines and let these zombies end their lives on their own. But these people are definitely going to die. Bian Junwoo, if you don't appreciate it, it's your own loss." Zhang Yixian made a decision in his heart. Even if the investigation team is wiped out, it will cause dissatisfaction in the Jiangnan region. But as long as the zombie tide disappears, Tianhai City will not be flattened in a short time. Then they still have a chance to develop slowly. As long as they are given a few more months, they can still cultivate a huge zombie army. Tianhai City lacks everything else, but not the dead. After Zhang Yixian left, Zhang Yi also came to the vicinity of Bian Junwu and others through constant flashing. The speed of space shuttle is very fast. Even if you appear in the zombie group, you don't have to worry about being attacked by them. Bian Junwu and his location is easy to find, because among the vast zombie army, there is a place with the largest number of zombies. Even those zombies are scrambling to pile up 5 or 6 meters high, and they are stepping on the heads of their own kind and rushing forward. It's like a huge jingguan piled up in the zombie group. Zhang Yi appeared in front of Bian Junwu and others, scaring them. "Zhang Yi, why are you here?" Everyone was surprised and happy to see Zhang Yi's sudden appearance. What surprised them was Zhang Yi's ability, but what made them happy was that Zhang Yi's appearance might bring hope of survival. After all, Zhang Yi's strength was one of the best in Tianhai City. When Bian Junwu saw Zhang Yi, he immediately asked, "Zhang Yi, are you here to save us?" Although everyone was trying their best to resist the zombies, everyone was paying attention to Zhang Yi. They were expecting a positive answer from him. Although they knew in their hearts that there was not much hope for this matter, people in despair would hold on to even a straw. Zhang Yi gasped for breath and said with a serious expression, "The situation is, it's worse than I imagined. My ability is teleportation, and I can only take one person away from here at most." Hearing Zhang Yi's words, everyone's mood instantly dropped. If only one person can be taken away, who can he take away? If the problem of zombies cannot be solved, it will be useless for anyone to leave here. Bian Junwu was also a little disappointed. However, he still asked rationally, "Then what is your purpose in coming here? If you are not sure of rescuing us, you can't do anything by yourself." Zhang Yi said in a deep voice, "I came here this time to give you a possibility. I have an idea. I am not sure if it can work, but you can give it a try." Wu Di hurriedly said, "Then tell me quickly." Everyone was waiting for Zhang Yi's life-saving straw. Zhang Yi said in a deep voice, "Do you still remember Yuan Kongye's ice soul?" Everyone naturally remembered that thing. Bian Junwu vaguely realized what Zhang Yi meant. Zhang Yi said to them, "You should know that ice soul has 2 abilities. The first is to help the unawakened awaken their abilities. The second is to help the awakened unlock their potential and increase their strength." He took a deep breath and looked at Bian Junwu with an honest look. He didn't know if his high-tech glasses could see this look. "To be honest, I got Ice Soul before and improved my supernatural power. That's why I have a supernatural power that is relatively high in Tianhai City." Xiao Honglian also said, "In fact, I have used Ice Soul before. If I am not mistaken, Wei Dinghai and Xing Tian have also used it." Zhang Yi was startled. This was the first time he heard of this news. Doesn't that mean that once they die, Yuan Kongye will get their powerful supernatural powers? But think about it carefully. This makes sense. In the end times, strength is respected. In order to maintain their rule, the leaders of major forces will spare no effort to improve their strength. Moreover, Ice Soul itself has no negative effects when the user is not dead. Zhang Yi lied that he had used Ice Soul because he knew that Ice Soul was not reliable. Once used, they would become Yuan Kongye's prey. Moreover, he could not guarantee that Ice Soul had no side effects. Bian Junwu said, "You mean let us use Ice Soul to increase our strength and then break through?" Zhang Yi nodded. "Now there is only one way to go. You are all top mutants. If you use Ice Soul, you may be able to break through your limits and become a more powerful mutant. Then we will have a chance to fight our way out." Bailey Chang King and others frowned, and they were a little tempted. After all, the situation is critical now, and they must consider using all means to break through. Anyway, it is difficult for them to leave the zombies alive. Wu Di said to Bian Junwu anxiously, "Boss, let's try it." Zhang Yi even generously took out an Ice Soul, saying, "This Ice Soul can be used by you." He had a total of 3 Ice Souls in his hand, and he didn't need too many of these unstable things. Bian Junwu glanced at Zhang Yi. Although he was wearing sunglasses, Zhang Yi still felt that his eyes were particularly cold. Zhang Yi's heart could not help but feel cold. He had a feeling of being seen through. Could it be that Bian Junwu, an old man, discovered his little trick? Bian Junwu, take the Ice Soul handed over by Zhang Yi. There were 2 in total, and he needed to keep one for the research laboratory in Jiangnan district. At this point, we can only give it a try. Udi hurriedly shouted, "Let me come too!" Others shouted, "Let's do it together!" They have experienced many life and death ordeals, and naturally know that the so-called ice soul may have side effects. But now the crisis is ahead, none of them are willing to retreat. Even if there are risks, they have to face it together. "No! It's enough for me to use it alone!" Bianjunwu took a deep look at Zhang Yi, then opened the small wooden box and took out an ice soul from it. He just glanced at the white spherical meatball in his hand. It was soft, icy, and cool, and it seemed to be alive and moving slightly. Bianjunwu did not hesitate and pressed the ice soul directly on his forehead. A deep smile appeared on the corner of Zhang Yi's mouth. His goal was achieved. Bailey Chang King looked at Bianjunwu, opened his mouth, and said nothing. Udi's face was painful. "Boss, let me do it, let me do it." They knew why Bianjunwu did this, because Bianjunwu's ability seriously overdrew his body, and his life would not be too long. As early as a month ago, they knew that even if Bianjunwu retired to the second line to recuperate, he could only live for 2 years at most. But in order to strive for better living conditions for his wife and children, Bianjunwu resolutely chose to stay in the front line. This old captain always rushed to the front when facing danger, protecting everyone from wind and rain. The ice soul quickly merged into Bianjunwu's forehead. Zhang Yixian, who saw this scene from a distance, was stunned for a moment, and then an ecstatic expression appeared on his face. He didn't even dare to think that Bianjunwu would actually use the ice soul. That kind of powerful superpower is something that Tianhai City has never had before, and the attack power is simply unstoppable. Zhang Yixian knows even better that Bianjunwu will not live long. As long as he dies, his power will fall on Yuan Kongye. By then, Yuan Kongye will become a true Ypsilon-level superhuman, the strongest LV5 known to mankind. And their wish is not far away. Bianjunwu absorbed the ice soul, and he did not feel the discomfort of fusion like Yang Mi. Soon, an extremely terrifying aura emerged from his body, making Zhang Yi feel a little trembling. Others felt a chill on their backs, which was an instinctive expression when encountering a powerful species. Bianjunwu straightened his body. He slowly took off the sunglasses on his eyes, revealing a pair of gray-white eyes. But now the gray-white eyes showed 2 bright lights which were so sacred as if they could see through everything. "I haven't seen this world with my own eyes for a long time." Bianjunwu regained his light, and he smiled with relief. At this moment, he felt that his condition was very good, and it seemed that endless power emerged from his body. At this moment, he was no longer a Delta-level goalkeeper, but officially entered the Ypsilon level. However, as the huge power emerged, his body seemed to have a rapidly expanding hole. His power emerged from deep inside his body and slowly flowed away as the hole grew. The ice soul stimulated his potential, but it could not make up for the defects in his ability, but expanded it. "Humph!" A trickle of blood flowed from the corner of Bianjunwu's mouth. "Boss!" Udi and others shouted nervously. Bianjunwu waved his hand and said to everyone in a low and gentle voice, "Close your eyes!" Everyone closed their eyes obediently. They stopped their attacks, and the corpse tide that lost its obstacles roared and rushed over, like a huge wave that was about to drown them. But the next moment, in the middle of the corpse group, a light that was brighter, and more vast than the sun burst out. No one could see what happened at the scene. They couldn't even hear any sound, but just felt a gentle footsteps in their ears, as if walking towards dawn step by step. Although Bianjunwu warned, Zhang Yi quietly opened the dimensional door in front of him and opened his eyes. He also wanted to see how strong Bianjunwu was in a fully awakened state. With the defensive power of his dimensional door, he was still qualified to take a look. Even if this pupil technique was too powerful, it would not hurt him unless it was aimed at him. Zhang Yi opened his eyes and saw Bianjunwu's back. He put his hands in the pockets of his black coat and walked slowly forward. The yellow light enveloped the whole world, and there were many dark shadows in the far front. It was a hideous and terrifying tide of corpses, densely packed and countless. But Bianjunwu turned a blind eye to them as if they did not exist. The moment the dense black shadow appeared, it suddenly dissipated like smoke. Zhang Yi couldn't help swallowing his saliva. Beyond Junwu, he was releasing his last glory. After clearing out the zombies around him, he continued to kill them, to eliminate the biggest scourge for his teammates. This level of supernatural power release will definitely cause his hidden injuries to erupt rapidly. Zhang Yi looked at his back, and a touch of respect appeared in his eyes. Captain Bian, thank you for your dedication. Your sacrifice will not be wasted.